her hands up. Every time I look around, she's whining and complaining.
Look at her crashing out. No, where were the articles about this? Where were the WNBA media podcasts? Where was Annie Costable? Where was all of y'all at? I ain't see y'all doing this. I ain't see it. I didn't see nothing on this. Look at her crashing out. Nobody said nothing.
This is not just frustration, but a story being shaped in real time. If you look closely at the body language and the situation, we are often told to focus on Caitlin Clark's reactions, but not on how differently people react to her compared to others. The issue is not just a player arguing with a referee. It is the clear difference in how WNBA media responds to different players who show the same level of intensity on the court.
Look at her following the referee. Look at her following the referee. Why ain't nobody talking about this?
Cornfields, but we love Skylar Diggins. No articles about our lovely Skylar Diggins.
You see what I'm saying?
How we don't like how she acts. We love how Skylar Diggins are acting like a complete
This points
lunatic.
to a bigger and uncomfortable issue in the league, a double standard. Skylar Diggins, a veteran player known for her intense and sometimes emotional style, is often described by the media as simply showing competitive fire. But when Caitlin Clark shows the same kind of intensity, the reaction is often very different, with her being labeled as a spoiled or entitled rookie. This raises questions about why this kind of different framing is happening so consistently.
A crash out jar. Take a look, man.
I have decided to make a crash out jar. Oh, Courtney's my dog. Okay, since we're not making that much progress with my other techniques or coping methods, whatever you guys want to call it, I have decided to make a crash out jar. This is going to go to a good cause. Anger management sessions. Maybe a charity. Maybe I'll give it to Durla. Maybe
This
I'll
is
give
where
it
the
to
situation becomes more obvious. Marina Mabrey even jokes about her own outbursts on the court and talks about it openly, but the media barely reacts to it. At the same time, the same outlets spend a lot of time analyzing every reaction from Caitlin Clark. This is not just a difference in opinions, but it shows how differently accountability is applied in the league. It raises the question of why one player's competitiveness is treated as a joke, while another player's similar behavior is used to criticize their character.
There's only one scuffle, right? Well, this is gonna be expensive. Okay, honestly, me saying that I was like, gonna... somebody?
You can kill somebody, I swear to God.
That me.
She said, I'm gonna effing kill somebody, I swear. Nobody said nothing. It's on camera. No one said anything. Nope, it don't matter. It don't matter. It's not Caitlin Clark, so it don't matter.
Maybe it has to cost about $10. That was kind of wild. I shouldn't have said that. That was a little nuts. Me playing coach in the huddle and talking about someone else's defense is actually insane.
The evidence shown here is visual and hard to ignore. It looks like there may be a clear effort to damage a player's professional reputation. When you compare clips of veteran players with how Caitlin Clark is treated, it starts to seem less like natural criticism and more like a consistent pattern in media coverage. This creates the impression that a certain narrative has developed within the league's media environment. It raises the question of who actually benefits from presenting the league's biggest star as difficult, uncoachable, or entitled.
Also, Marina. Hugging Courtney a little too hard and then actually actively trying to hug her again when she asked me to stop hugging her.
They're just two highly competitive players who have been going at one another.
I think that's gonna have to be like $40. I crashed out when somebody did a kickball and they tried to get the ball back from us and the ref almost fell for it. Oh gosh, and you say you're up. That was expensive. That was crazy.
There is a big gap between what the public sees and what is being pushed behind the scenes. Some of these stories and leaks, often linked to people inside the Indiana Fever organization, make the situation more complicated. This is not just about basketball, but also about control and how a new star player is being managed in a league where she did not come through the usual established circles. Looking at the timeline of headlines, a pattern appears. Whenever Caitlin Clark shows emotion, the reaction is often negative, as if they want her to be a polished brand ambassador rather than a real competitor. By turning her normal competitive reactions into character flaws, some narratives seem designed to shape how she is viewed publicly. This also raises questions about the role of the media. Some journalists focus more on controversy around Clark than on actual basketball analysis, because it gets more attention and clicks. This can distract from bigger issues in the league like officiating, salaries, and rapid growth. Instead of discussing those topics, attention often shifts to whether Clark is too emotional or too intense. Meanwhile, similar behavior from other players is often treated more lightly, which creates a sense of inconsistency. This situation can also affect trust between the team and its star player, especially if the organization does not publicly defend her from criticism. It creates questions about whether the silence is fear, strategy, or something else. Whatever the reason, it risks weakening the relationship between the player and the franchise that has benefited greatly from her presence. Overall, this is seen by some as a power struggle between established figures in the league and a new star who has changed its popularity. Supporters argue that the focus on controversy distracts from her impact on the game and the league's growth. The bigger question becomes whether media-driven narratives are helping the sport or creating unnecessary division.